Hey guys, it's Jeremy with Glassworks, and we got something different today. I want to apologize right now for not getting the video of our Flame Run tour down in Louisville uploaded yet. It is coming, I promise. We have like an hour and a half of footage to try to edit down to a 10 to 15 minute video. So I want to do that place justice because I really did like Flame Run and I want to get that video up. And it's coming soon, but for now what I have for you is we got a new toy and we're gonna uncrate it, check it out, and show you what we got. So first, let's do a quick walk around. This is a new kiln that I have picked up. This comes from Olympic Kilns in Flowery Branch, Georgia, and really it was a race to see which company could get me a kiln fastest. I placed this order on June 1st of this year, and Olympic told me they could definitely get it to me before mid-September, and it's not quite mid-September yet, so we are definitely good. I'm gambling here because there's a big sign on this that says do not sign the bill of lading until we have inspected. Now obviously I've got it here, the truck driver's long gone, and we're going to be uncrating it right now, so if it's damaged, I guess that's on me, and I know that, but when I looked at the crate coming out of the truck, I was pleased. There's nothing wrong with the crate itself, no damage. The packaging looks good. So if there is any damage here, I'm gonna chalk that up to not the shipper. A few little things to talk about before I bust this thing open. I was very happy with how quickly the turnaround time on the order was. We did have some delays for shipping, and that was a little disappointing. I got notice August 2nd that the piece was done and on its way to the shipping department. And it was a good at least 2 to 3 weeks before it actually got freighted out. So while there is a backlog at a lot of the kiln producers as far as getting orders done, you know, a lot of orders got placed during the pandemic when a lot of people were short-staffed. So there's a backlog, and that's understandable. It seems like part of the backlog there at Olympic is actually in the shipping department. And then we had issues with the freight company itself, not understanding that a tractor trailer could fit to the location. So anyway, we have it now. Let's go ahead, and I'm gonna set the camera up, and we will be right back to actually unbox it. All right guys, we're back. I've got a cat's paw and a hammer. That should be all I need to get this crate open. Let's see what we got. All right, so we're almost done unloading here. I want to take a moment. They do have the packing slip, and I kind of wanted to show you the price of this, but you can't actually read anything. So I am going all hooked up. I'll show it tested, but we're going to finish unboxing it so you can see the bells and whistles. Well, I thought all I needed was a cat's paw and a hammer, but we got a couple other tools to finish this off because they wrapped this really well. All right, so let's take a look at what we got here. I'll walk you around and I'll show you some of the things they did when they packaged it, some little features that I do like just straight from ordering. Talk a little bit about ordering from Olympic. So they sent me, I'm assuming, operator's manual and a little bit of a catalog here. I order directly through them. You can go on a lot of different ceramics websites to order. I called up Olympic directly to order. I've always had better luck working with people that way. When I order from Denver, when I order from glasscolor.com or Olympic Color Rods, I like to call. I like to talk to people. That's me. I know a lot of people don't, but you can definitely order directly online. I will say when I called to order over the phone, I got a different price than what I found on the website. Now, I just said, hey, on the website it's this much, and it took 2 seconds to get that price. I did not order this with any extra bells and whistles. This is the controller that I like. I didn't order a stand because I can build one to my liking and all of that. So I will just kind of walk you around the kiln, show a few little things, and then I'm gonna get it hooked up and we'll show you the thing firing up. All right, so one real quick thing I wanna show. This is a 240 volt 20 amp oven. So I'm going to hook this up with a 40 amp breaker. Max firing temperature is 1800. I'm using this for annealing. I'm not doing anything beyond that. So for me, this is perfect. There's a lot of features on this that tell me it is for lamp working, and that's cool. That's not what I'm going to use it for, but that's fine. I do like some of the construction choices made here. It's all well put together. This could be a little bit cleaner here. I don't like that I can see the wiring inside there. That's just picking nits though. So lots of neat little features. So one thing I do like about this, it's a guillotine style door. It's got a peephole. That's not super important to me. It does have these doors here, which I'm not quite ready to open yet to show you, but we can in a little while. I've got to unscrew and unplug and unbolt some things to make that possible. You know, it comes kind of locked down so that it's not going to open in transit. There's a few little nitpicky things I'm seeing here, like this loose screw. You know, not a big deal, but when you're paying this kind of money for a kiln, things should, the fit and finish should be there. You know, we got a little bit of scuffing, and you can't blame any of this on shipping, right? This is stuff that should definitely look better. I mean, we got some rust right there. These welds look pretty ugly, just ugly welds that were painted over. That's a little disappointing. I mean, there's some nice things, nice shiny mirror finish here. We'll see how long that actually holds up. You know, I'll get this whole thing open and looked at, and we'll take a good look at it. It's got these little punny doors. You know, if you're doing beadwork or things like that, or using it as a garage, those are going to be helpful. For me, I wanted the guillotine style, and so that's what drew me to this oven. Springs are nice and tight. They're going to be good for opening that door. You know, overall, so far, I'm happy with what I'm seeing on the outside. You know, this is a little thing here, but it comes pre-wired actually with the plug. There are certain companies that when you order from, you have to wire in the plug yourself. You know, it comes, the base models don't come with a plug, and that's not a problem for me, but this is just one nice thing. I don't have to go out and find the plug. It did mean though that since it was coming to me, I couldn't already have an outlet wired up for it because I didn't know exactly what my plug was going to look like. So, you know, that screw is in tight. Here's the screw that was on the other side that was loose. You know, little tiny things. That one's a little stripped out. You know, maybe these are minor gripes, but I think they are things that should be addressed, and I'll probably give them a call just to get a good look at it, you know, get a good talk. They did take the time, and this is something that's kind of a no-brainer, but you'd be surprised how many companies don't do this. They did take the time to screw this down to the pallet. A lot of companies will just rely on straps to do that, and that's a little disappointing, but every foot is screwed down to the pallet, so it's nice and stable. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this out of the exposed air. I mean, it's a gray day, so we're looking at some rain coming up. But once I get this inside and hooked up, we will fire this thing up and I will show you what that looks like. All right, guys, see you soon. All right, guys, I've got it all hooked up, and we are going to show you some more things. It took me a little longer to wire it in than I thought because the plug style was one that my local hardware store didn't have an outlet for, so I had to run a little further out to get one than I thought I did. That's one problem when you don't know exactly what the plug looks like. When you order it, you kind of have to wing it. But it was all fine. Just one side note, I'm cheap. I don't buy frames, or not frames, but stands for kilns typically. I'll either weld up my own with my scrap steel laying around, or in this particular case, I built my stand out of the scrap wood from the pallet. It was a really nice pallet. It's really sturdy. It's not the prettiest stand that's ever been built, but I'll be able to put a shelf underneath for storage, and this is sturdy enough that I'm a little over 200 pounds and I can jump up and down on it. It was no concern, so it can easily hold this kiln. As I said before, it's got the RTC 1000. It's a controller I'm very familiar with, easy to program. It's super simple. Right now I've got it ramping up. It's coming up a little slower than I thought it should. It's been going for about 5 minutes, only raised about 3 degrees. So, you know, it is the first time it's heating up, and I have not calibrated the thermocouple yet or done the bin test, so that's all coming. But I'm a little surprised at that reading. I would think it should be higher. See that little hole right above the elements? There's supposed to be a thermocouple probe right there. There's not. It would appear that it worked its way out of the kiln and into the controller while in shipping. So when I turned everything on, it was reading the ambient temperature. There was no error. It said it was 72, and it was 72 outside, so I wasn't concerned. After having it running for about 20 minutes, I noticed it was only reading 87 degrees. That was a concern. So even though it was glowing bright orange in the kiln, there was no temperature. And that's when I realized we were missing our probe. So I'm gonna go do some exploratory surgery. I'm gonna remove the control housing back here and see if I can't figure out exactly where my probe went. All right. Okay, quick update. I have removed the casing for the controller, and I'm amazed. This thermocouple, this probe, did manage to slide out and fall into the controller in shipping. And it is amazing that it was able to do that because it is an extremely snug fit. So for this kiln to have arrived with absolutely no cosmetic damage from shipping, but yet still undergo the vibration and the stress of shipping that would cause this to slide out, that was packed really well. So as much as I am annoyed at how long it took them to get it packed and shipped, I'm very happy with the quality of the packing itself. So where there was a little hole, now you can see there is our thermocouple probe. All right, guys. But back to the regular video now. Sorry for the interruption, but I wanted to show that to you. It wasn't really properly cleaned before it was cut and welded. As you can see, I said before, the welds are a little sloppy. The fit and finish on the sheet metal and the screws are a little sloppy. The spacer here to determine how far that door can open, they're not even on each side, and so the door does not open evenly. And that's something I can adjust, but I shouldn't have to, right? I did make sure that it's level front and back and side to side, so it's not a level issue. It is the door not being properly hung. So that's a little bit of a disappointment. You can actually see it, maybe you can see it on camera, I'm not sure. It's just slightly higher here than over here, and that's kind of affecting the door. But overall, I'm happy. We'll put it through the ringer over the next few days, and we'll see how it goes. It's got this little peephole. That's probably great for some ceramics or slumping or even beadwork. I'm probably never going to use it. In fact, if it becomes an issue, I might end up just putting a piece of brick in there anyway, just stuffing it with fracks or something. We'll see. But anyway, so that's the kiln I got from Olympic. I'll have all the details on it in the description, model and dimensions and the like. And for those who are interested, my annealing program that I use for the 96 COE glass that I work with. All right, folks, I hope you enjoyed that one. And I promise more videos are coming soon. It's just been really hectic. So thanks a lot. I really hope you enjoyed the video, and stay tuned.